Hi, I'm here to talk about why Hadestown is actually an amazing musical that is so underrated. A lot of people I went on a field trip and watched it with, and they said, oh yeah, production was cool, the lighting was cool, uh, the story was kind of mid though. And I was like, do you not understand how relevant this is to our times right now? So let's hop right into it. I think first, the thing that people don't realize is like this this represents art in society. Orpheus represents art and joy and making meaning and really just humanity in society. And so when they're building the wall, right? They're building it because they're in a constant state of fear. They're in a constant state of running away from the possibility of poverty. And it seems like that exact mentality is what continues in our daily life, especially here in the United States. People have relative security and resources compared to other places in the world. Um, there is generally enough to go around, although it is concentrated. um, but and yet we are in a constant state of fear and keeping our heads down and working for the sake of working while not looking up. And we keep building these walls around ourselves to protect ourselves, to stay safe from this fear. But the reality is, life life is going to have winters. Life is going to have springs. And that's the natural cycle of things. And so when we try to avoid those all the time, artificially, by replacing everything with like this sort of maximally infused like the artificial lights are could be akin to short-term gratification. They're they're bright, but they're artificial, and they don't warm us. They don't fill us up. We still feel empty because the walls we build are not around things themselves. They're not about humanity themselves. They are around the absence of something, the absence of poverty, the absence of fear, or no, the absence of the fear of not having comfort things fulfilled. And so there are so many moments in this too where art's power is realized, art's power to bring people together, to awaken them from this sort of slumber. Um, the walls are listening, right? It's it's the people who continue to sing songs, create art, try to bring people together to show the world as it could be. We don't have to look down as the people right next to us are suffering. We could be together. And the people who create these rules in this game, the work for the working's sake, they don't have our best interest in heart. They don't have a stake in it. But the other thing I liked is that Hades is not like, he's not just a complete op, right? He has nuance. There's a reason he is this way, because the winter has been harsh. And so yes, the instinct is build a wall. um, but that's not the way. The way is to just sit with it and find solace in other people, I think. That's how we get through the winter. Not by closing off our heart and severing ourselves from the songs of love. Because love takes many forms. And if you keep a surface level reading of this, yeah, it's like this like annoying love story where they don't even end up together. Okay? But it represents so much more than that. It represents taking a chance. It represents sort of just trusting that when the things need to be there, they'll be there. And not letting fear be the main director of our lives, but rather living while we can right now. Because really, the world as it could be is so bright. There are no reasons why we couldn't just go out and dance more and play more and just, it was like in the opening scenes, right? When it was spring. That was like such a bright moment. There's no reason why there couldn't be more of that in everyday life. But we stick to these concrete paths. We see all these people walk by behind us, eyes glued to their phones, that artificial light. They don't talk to each other, their eyes don't meet. And we stay on these paths, working and working to build the wall. And it's always for security, and it's never for joy. I think the world could be different, and I try to create that sort of thing, those spaces for people every single day. And so I very personally relate to having people just not care at all because they can't see what could be. They can't see it doesn't have to be this way, but they are listening. And so the things we do matter. We're not going to change anything just by feeding our attention into the artificial things. We need to build around the light, the sunlight. And when winter comes, we need to be there for each other. Hadestown is super underrated, and I still don't understand why people do not appreciate the story. Because it feels like the life that I've been living. And if other people are not seeing that, their own capacities for bringing light and joy into the world through art of many forms, right? Then I'm concerned because that means we're missing out on the basic parts of humanity that make us human. And people are not even seeing that. They go and watch it and pick it apart for the production quality, right? They're like, oh, I like this actor, I like that actor. They can't see the big picture. This is the big picture we're talking about that matters. The big picture of it doesn't have to be this way. And that every person has a say in it. So I hope if you go to watch Hadestown again, or you listen to the music again, try to keep a careful ear to what it's actually saying. And don't get swept away by the parts or the specifics.